up, y'all? It's your girl Brand New, and I'm back in a motherfucking building. This time I am back for a recap of Married to Medicine. This is season 6 and the reunion part 3, honey. We've been waiting on this. Andy, you ain't shit for making us stick around to the very end to see Greg and Quad. You know, you could have got them out of the way on the first part of the reunion, but honey, I was all the way here for this part 3, honey. It was just everything. So let's get off into it. So, honey, Andy get to talking to Greg and Quad, and that damn Greg, honey, he couldn't wait to tell Quad how wonderful she looked. I can tell you all when she sat down, Greg was just looking at Quad like she was a Hershey's chocolate bar, honey. He was like, damn, I done fucked up all that. Yes, Greg, you done fucked up. All that goddamn rolling around on the floor, cheating, acting a fool. That could have been your chocolate bar and you fucked it up, Greg. Quad gets to getting into all the shit that, you know, she heard on the radio. You all know that I covered the radio interview that Dr. G did over at B103 with Frank and Wanda. And she pretty much talked about how Dr. G had said that they hadn't had sex in years. And, you know, Quad said that, you know, that was not true. Honey, was you taken aback like I was taken aback when Greg said that they hadn't had sex since the reunion where he had on white? What was that, 2014 or something? I'm just looking like, what kind of marriage was both of y'all in? Now, at this point, y'all know I get on Dr. G. I do feel like most of this is his fault, but it's also Quad's fault too. Because why are you in this marriage and you know that you are not having sex, you're not getting what you need? Andy had asked her at that reunion back in 2014, well, you didn't have a lot to say about your sex life with Greg. Is everything good? She talking about, yeah, everything was good. Oh, Quad, honey, you done came a ways, honey. That hair was just all wrong. It was all wrong, but honey, you look like a chocolate bar right now, honey. You killed it for the reunion. She looked so beautiful. I thought she looked the best out of all the girls. So Quad, you did that. Miss Quad. But Miss Quad, come on now. And I don't like it that she has always focused on him cheating, and you focusing on him cheating and doing this and doing that. Yes, it's inappropriate. Yes, it's fucked up. But you know you wasn't having sex with him. So what the fuck did you expect? Do you see what I'm saying? I don't get what either one of them was expecting what was going to happen. Both of you all created a relationship where it was okay for him to cheat. You're not having sex with him. Y'all are not happy. You're physically fighting and putting your hands on each other, child. When I heard that, I said, what? Shit, I knew it was more to the story. I knew it. And Andy asked Dr. G, did he cheat on Quad? He talking about, no. Nigga, going to the hotel room with the lady, eating her out, you just being with another motherfucking woman, you was cheating on your motherfucking wife. So I know you are lying, Dr. G. I'm gonna need you to own your shit. And Dr. G, I got a question. You talking about she ain't give you no sex in 3 years, and you know, you tried to celebrate your anniversary and you still bought her a gift. Why you giving this bitch a gift and she ain't giving you no sex? Like, y'all shit was so dysfunctional on so many levels. You don't come out looking good, Dr. G, and Quad, neither do you. You can't just be solely the victim. You participated in this. Dr. G, this how I knew you was lying. When you tried to accuse Quad of being at that club that y'all was at with another man. Remember, this is when she told the group she saw Dr. G with another woman. And Quad said, well, you talking about I was with another man. I was sitting at the table with a whole bunch of people. I wasn't there with no man, but you was clearly dancing with another woman. Here go Dr. G. He put old nigga move. She was dancing with me. So that's like getting caught fucking on your woman and you say, well, I wasn't fucking her, she was fucking me. Dr. G gets off into letting Quad know, when I wanted to be with you, you didn't want to be with me. I would call you, you wouldn't pick up. You don't answer your damn phone. You be blocking me, Quad. They show all the clips to pretty much validate, what he's saying. And I believe that too. And Quad, as a woman, if you treating your man that bad, and yes, he may have caused this, you all, with his behavior, you should have been and left. You did yourself a disservice by staying in the relationship. So it's kind of like we can't fully feel bad for you because you allowed such behavior and you participated by not answering his calls. You're just trying to block him out. You wasn't really trying to work on anything. And your answer is, oh, you didn't feel like he was serious, but you should have left then. Like, both of you all should have been ended this shit. And them getting them damn mug shots, what was that? Right before they got married? That whole situation started their relationship, them fighting each other, both of them being arrested. That played a part in their relationship because it never stopped. Nobody went to jail after that, but the abuse on both sides, it never stopped. And Quad said that Dr. G slammed her onto the ground, and then Dr. G said she pulled a knife out on him, and I believe he probably slammed her, and she got the knife to let his ass know, nigga, you ain't about to be doing that over here, not to Miss Chocolate Bar over here, honey. I'm not having that. And they both are wrong, but I do, for some reason, I believe that Dr. G was more or less the aggressor. I believe he set that tone first. And, because Quad, we saw what she did with Lisa. She let Lisa pour a whole fucking water hose on her. Y'all see that drink landed all on Quad's face, honey. And Quad didn't do shit, just yelling and screaming. So Dr. G, come on now, nigga. We know you lying. You laid hands first, nigga. So we see all this messiness playing out, honey, and then it gets a little weird. Because with all that I've heard, that's enough for me to be like, man, fuck this nigga, I'm done, we done, it's a wrap. I didn't learn my little lesson. But Quad gets off into this whole, even after going through all of this with him, man, never mind. And Andy is like, no, Quad, say what you need to say. And she's like, he doesn't even deserve it. And she's damn near about to break out in tears. And Andy is like, you was about to say that you still love this man, huh? And Andy gets to asking her, well, do you, feel like you guys could work it out? Andy, this relationship is far too toxic. I don't care who telling who they love each other. I done heard enough. The marriage needs to be done. Yes, they could probably move on, be cordial, be friends, but this shit needs to end. And that's the problem with this relationship. It never ended when it was supposed to. It just kept on with the toxicity, the abuse, the lack of sex, the lack of affection, not answering the phone, blocking your mate. Both of them played a part, and it just needs to be over. It was nice to see them kind of calm down and admit that they still care for each other. They still can be cordial. He admitted, he still loved her. That was nice to see. But I'm not one of those people where I'm like, oh my God, they still have something. And man, I'm not pulling for them. I need both of y'all to let this go because it's a wrap, honey. I done heard enough, honey. Quad has a moment backstage with Jackie and Heavenly, of which I think out of all the women really genuinely love and care for her. So I'm happy she had that moment with them to cry and say, it's just weird that even though I went through all of this with this man, I still love him. I still feel somewhat connected to him. And Jackie is like, you know what, Quad, with time, you will be able to get through this. Everything you're saying is for now. within due time, you will be able to move away from the pain, or your pain will shape into purpose, which is very good, Dr. Jackie. That's why she's needed. I clown Jackie, but she's actually needed for this damn show because I think she has the intellectual and spiritual capacity to kind of make sense of things when things are going in disarray. You know, she is that person that can hold her cool and be a good supportive friend. Her and Heavenly, I feel like they both have that gift. Probably more or less. Heavenly, you know you my girl, but Jackie really has that gift, you know. Greg is backstage talking to all the guys. They're just, you know, wishing him luck, giving him a hug, saying, you know, we happy to see you. Hopefully you all can at least be friends. You guys look like you still love each other. There was a part where I think some of them wanted Greg to try to convince Quad to work things out. But Greg did not do that, and I'm glad he didn't do that. That would have been just doing something for TV. And this relationship does not need to be saved. It should have been let go a long time ago. I'm a big believer in love and romance too, honey. I want everybody to be in love and be happy. But when something is so toxic, it is just time to walk away because neither one of them was happy in getting what they needed. So hopefully they both learned something from this. Jackie comes back on stage with the rest of the women, and everybody is pretty much stating their opinions of what they saw of Dr. G and Quad. Jackie says she's happy that they may be able to be friends after this. She wasn't really expecting, you know, them to hug and be cordial at the end of them airing out all these abuse allegations. And Contessa said, oh my God, I would have convinced her to leave sooner. I didn't know about all these abuse allegations. Toya and Mariah get off into this whole thing of, no, Heavenly first said, well, he hit that woman. He shouldn't have put his hands on her. Should no man put his hands on no woman. And Mariah and Toya was just like, well, no, he ain't never say he put his hands on her. They both was physical with each other. I'm Team Heavenly. This nigga done sat up here and lied. He did. He sat up here and lied on this reunion a few times. And I could tell you that I don't believe, and this is me making an educated guess, like I stated before, I don't feel like Quad is a fighter like that. I think she yells and shouts and shit. I'm not saying she's innocent, but a lot of men be the first one to make that move. And I believe he did that. And for Mariah and Toya, especially Mariah, stay your ass up out this situation. You know you don't care for that woman like that. You need to not having a fucking opinion about what went on in her marriage. You of all people. Y'all know that recently Mariah went and took some tests to, you know, prove that she don't do no coke. It really don't prove nothing because you probably did it when she saw you back in the day. I'm not even judging her, you all, if she did it, honestly. I'm not going to be like no damn Funky Dineva, his ignorant ass, talking about, well, everybody do it. I hate to tell you. Nigga, cocaine is not like weed, okay? I think more people smoke weed than they do cocaine. I'm just saying, but how you doing? Quad apologizes to the group, saying she's sorry she left the women out of her life. She didn't tell them everything. Now that everything is out in the open, I could kind of see why she wouldn't tell everything. Because all of that really wasn't their damn business, to be honest with you. I'm just saying, all of that we just saw, that was a lot. And I don't see anybody telling all of that. Now, yes, she could have, you know, been more vocal with them and showed up more. Like, she definitely could have did that. I definitely want to hold her accountable for that. But telling them all of that, I don't know if she's that close with anybody on here, but what? Jackie and Heavenly, you know? So I know going through all of that, that's not something you really want to tell bitches you on a TV show with. I'm just saying. Quad says she's happy, to move on. There's going to be a lot more joy and happiness in her life. And I hope that she finds the joy and happiness and peace, that she's looking for after being in this toxic relationship with Dr. G, honey. You learned plenty of lessons. Let's move on, honey. So, honey, Eugene hands Andy some herbs, honey. That way his ding-ding can stay hard, honey. And they're saying he may not be able to, have an orgasm, but his thing will be hard all night, honey. Andy was like, well, is that possible? Because I'm already freaky and be ready, honey. So they said, yes, it's possible, Andy. Andy was too excited, honey, to get them herbs, honey. So I was about to say callers, but one of the people online, Andy didn't got a question from, honey. They commented on the fact that Toya gave Eugene some coochie coupons, honey, when he gave her a big ass ring, And when they were, out of town. And I don't even think he had her ring when they were out of town. I think she just got it. She showed everybody it's really nice, but she got into this whole damn thing of her damn vagina being priceless. I guess, Toya. I guess, honey. Jackie got off into, how she still has some trust issues with trusting Curtis, which is expected. They got into how Jackie treated him like a king for a day, and Andy asked Curtis, did you get another day like that? And Curtis was like, no, man, I'm waiting on it, honey. So Andy asks Cecil, where does he stand with his employer? And Cecil mentions he got a severance package. And I heard, actually, he's, I guess in real estate. That's what I heard online. I think I've heard Heavenly say that. Yeah, he didn't really mention what he was doing, and that's what the fuck he should have been promoting. Like, did y'all see Heavenly's review of the reunions? She really got on Cecil's ass about how he should be promoting himself as a real estate man. And I think recently I saw him do some posts about, how he's in real estate. But yeah, he should have really mentioned all of that here. Honey, this is your platform, Cecil. And now that I'm looking back, I feel like Simone wasn't just mad about Tammy, which is Cecil's friend. I don't think she was just mad about that. I think that Cecil being out of a job for a while, I don't know if he was getting unemployment or, I imagine though he wasn't making no money all like that. And I could see that being a problem for Simone. Aiden lets us know that he's just trying to figure out which direction he needs to go in. I guess he's with the company now. He's going to do a year contract and, just try to sort some things out. Do I care? No, because I don't fuck with Aiden. He's a bitch. After he pulled that bullshit on that last reunion, all in the audience, mean mugging Quad. Bitch, you know damn well if Quad had a husband. And that was the equivalent to what Todd did to Phaedra. Todd waited until Apollo was in prison and him and Phaedra was broke up to be talking to Phaedra all crazy. Okay, I hate men like that. They know you ain't got no man and they want to get to huffing and puffing and throwing their fucking weight around. You get your ass knocked out. So they got on Toya for her whole flip out of when Simone admitted, that she's basic. You could tell Simone is a basic bitch. You could tell from her hairstyle. Not on this reunion. It's the best I've seen her. But like on the show, she's very homely looking. She's not the sexiest. She's an attractive woman. Like these women on here to me are very attractive. But some of them act like they're scared to be sexy. It's like, goddamn, show a titty. Show a nipple. Show a little something, honey. Okay. But Toya pretty much was just like, well, I felt like Simone wasn't being deep enough, And Cecil chimed in and was just like, well, basic is fine, as far as the sex part, as long as it's frequent. And they all get the laughing and shit. I know that's right, Cecil. Keep the cootie cat coming, honey. They get off into how Toya was acting with the birth control, throwing throwing biscuits at Eugene, fussing at him, telling him to shut up. She claimed she was really on a birth control pill to stop her period so she could have all the sex she wanted to have when they was out in Antigua, and that was pretty much what that was about, honey. Toya, you need to stay away from that, honey. You was acting a fool. Then they got off into this whole thing of, Mariah, see, this is what I'm talking about with you. You shady as fuck. They got off into Aiden having an ugly girlfriend. Mariah had chimed in on the show saying she looked like Heavenly. Bitch, Heavenly looks better than your ugly ass mammy. Your mother is ugly. Like, if I know my mother is ugly, I'm gonna kind of watch who I call ugly. I'm gonna kind of watch how I move, you know? So we get off into Toya's part about how her and Eugene always looking for a house, which is true, but you know, they wanted to look for their forever home. They done paid off their debt to the IRS. I mean, it is what it is. We all got different goals in life, and this is what they wanted to focus on. So who am I to judge them and they damn goals? Now, me personally, I wouldn't be looking for no damn house. I would make sure, you know, savings and shit is together maybe for a year or two, and then, you know, look for the forever home. But honey, Toya and Eugene say they got the cash now. They ready to close on a home now, honey. So they get to talk about how they build their new home, and then they show clips of how Toya was shading Contessa. Remember, Contessa was with her father. Heavenly and them had got Contessa on the phone to let Toya know, you know, she's taking care of her dad. And Toya was being funny, you know, rushing Contessa up off the phone. And they end up addressing Toya. And Andy was just like, well, why did you talk to Contessa on speakerphone like that? Like, what was that about? Toya said, well, Heavenly was messy as fuck. She gave me the phone. Toya, why are you getting so damn mad at Heavenly? Why are you getting so upset with Heavenly when all you could have did was, you could have just said, well, you know what? I'll tell Contessa I'll talk to her later. And you could have went on and had your party. That's what the fuck you could have did. But no, it was Heavenly. She started. It's like you are a little kid trying to blame somebody for your goddamn behavior. And they got Contessa on the phone because you was saying little shit at the party. So, bitch, I'm going to need you to own your shit. Then they play back all the clips of Contessa accusing Toya of bumping her in the titty on purpose. And, you know, Contessa didn't feel like it was an accident. She was straight up and down accusing Toya of being funny, of being shady by, you know, hitting her on purpose. They clearly showed that it was a fucking accident. Toya admitted, she said, I apologized 3 times. I'm so glad they played it back because that validated what Toya said. She did apologize 3 times, Contessa. Contessa is one of those people, you all, where if you're already an enemy to her, she's so sensitive. See, she tries to act like she's really tough on the outside, but she's so sensitive and paranoid. No, I think she did it on purpose. And she was looking for sympathy. She thought the group was going to rally around, you know, her and be on her side over Toya. But no, everybody got on your ass, Contessa, and let you know that you was wrong for accusing that girl in the first place. Even Quad, who has been good Judy's with you this whole season, had to get on Toya's side with that and say, honey, she ain't try to hurt you on purpose. And even Simone was like, you're reaching. That's a bit of a stretch for you to imply that this woman tried to hit you on purpose. So everybody saw your messy ass actions and they know other way around it. Toya lets everybody know, honey, she got her 2-story closet, honey. And, you know, it was funny. I think that was Quad or somebody was like, well, you got to have enough clothes for that. And I know motherfuckers been clowning Toya like, bitch, you don't even dress that good to have no 2-story closet. But, honey, that's what Toya wanted, honey. So Andy, honey, goes back down memory lane. Shout out to Minnie Riperton, honey. I know y'all didn't know y'all didn't expect me to know who Minnie Riperton was, honey. who she was, honey. I love me some Minnie Riperton, honey. But yes, Andy rolls the tapes back of how Toya has always spent money. They've always kind of had some type of debt, and even with the taxes, it got worse. And Andy is just like, Toya, you have kind of always had like a spending problem. So are you worried about y'all buying this new house? And are you staying within budget? Toya was like, yeah, we staying within budget. They go to Contessa's shady comments at the party, at the one party, in the black party, when they had paid off the IRS. Remember, they had a party to celebrate, you know. And Contessa was just like, well, you should have never had that damn party, you know, and you are pretty much celebrating paying your bills, you know, being financially responsible. Remember, she said that to Simone. So Andy got to questioning Contessa, well, why would you saying all of that? Contessa was like, because I meant that, you know, that's how I look at her. She celebrates mediocrity. And just when I thought Contessa was gonna kind of be mature, she was just like, oh, you know, Andy, but you know what, all in all, I'm really happy for Toya. Now they could, you know, stop living like refugees. And I guess she's saying that Eugene and Toya always moving in and out of places. Contessa, this is where I kind of feel like, I don't know if I trust your true intentions of getting on this show and it going left with Toya. Yes, Toya is childish and she has some issues within her. We know this. You know, we get on Toya about those things. But I don't know if I see you as a real, genuine, pure friend. Because if you're happy for somebody, then just leave it at that. You making that little refugees comment, that set it off to where you're... Remember what I tell you guys all the time. Behavior reflects intention. And if she was really happy for them, she wouldn't have made that fucking comment. Just like she would have never made that motherfucking comment about Eugene and Toya's BMI is the same. Yes, Toya has always got on Eugene about his weight, but Eugene clearly is way bigger than Toya. Come on. Toya is a healthy girl now. I'm not saying she ain't. She is. She a healthy woman. Toya look good to me, though. She bad as fuck, you know? She wanted, like I said, she one of the prettiest on here. She's the prettiest of all of them. Now, on this reunion, honey, it was all about Miss Quad. Miss Quad, honey. Quad was just killing them, honey, in that blue. Yes. But, Contessa, I just feel like, you were wrong. You didn't never have to mention that lady husband's weight. You didn't have to mention Toya's weight. You keep saying Toya is not a thought in your mind and she's beneath you. You keep talking to her in this way, but what I am beginning to see is you try to act all hard on the outside, but really you a fucking marshmallow on the inside. And there's something that's going to happen that's going to prove my point. I'm gonna get to it. Honey, they was going back and forth so tough, honey. Toya and Contessa. Toya got to telling Contessa, you know, you ain't never been a friend. You be talking all this shit about me behind my back, talking about my motherfucking finances. I'm always moving. You call my husband fat. Like I said, you all, that is not something a friend that you done brought on this show would do. That's why I question that bitch's intentions. Her having Miss Renee on the show. I question her intentions. I question that relationship. You know, shit, Miss Renee probably was going off because she probably was like, Contessa is a fake ass bitch. And I'm going to tell this bitch off. I don't care how y'all feel about it, because it did make Miss Renee look bad. Like, you know, and yes, Miss Renee was rude and, you know, she was mean. But now I'm just looking at Contessa completely different, you all. Like, and I've been looking at her like that. Now, let's get to this one part where Andy pretty much... No, it wasn't Andy. It was Contessa. And she was like, well, Toya, if you heard all that stuff about my dad, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you reach out to me? And I know a lot of people are just going to be like, oh, well, Toya was so wrong. That lady's father was sick. Yes, your father was sick, Contessa, but you still was keeping up with the shit. And nobody cares anything about you when you keeping shit going. Okay? When you just keep saying shit. You keep making comments and, I can't fault Toya for not calling to check in on your dad. I can't when she kept trying to like work things out with you and you kept being real dismissive. Really, y'all both should have discussed that when y'all had that dinner. And Contessa, you got up and walked away. You dismissed Toya. See, when you kept doing that, you didn't give her a chance to go inside her woman and say, you know what, I apologize for, what I said, and your father may really be sick. You didn't give her, you kept dismissing her and acting like, I'm up here, you're down here. You some fucking housewife. I'm a fucking, Navy veteran. Who the fuck are you? Like, when you have that demeanor about yourself, don't nobody give a fuck about your family, what happened to your titty. Like, all that shit goes out the window. And we have to remember that. Poor Andy, he can't get these hoes together, honey. He's like, oh my God, I'm so frustrated. And I just can't deal with you whores. Toya, I got to get in your ass because Contessa did have a point when they showed that clip. And they didn't really show it all like that on the show because I don't really remember it. But what I just saw, it wasn't cool. You had told Scott, oh, I got another room for you if you don't want to sleep with Contessa. If you know that y'all are not on good terms, you can't talk to that woman like that. Both of y'all are wrong. Both of y'all. Contessa, I feel like you're more wrong, though. Because you just kept saying shit about the weight. Kept saying shit about the finances. You just always act like you so much better than Toya. I get that superiority complex from you, okay? So they're both wrong, but I'm leaning more towards Contessa with keeping the shit up. So Andy say, honey, is it going to be any type of reconciliation for you and Toya Contessa? And both of them are just like, no. He was like, well, I thought y'all was working on shit on the show, but I guess not, honey. No, you have somebody like Contessa that feels like she's better. And she will never admit that she comes off like that. She will never deal with those feelings. And until she does, they will never be friends. In order to be somebody's friend, you have to acknowledge that person and what they value in life. And no, Toya's values are not like mine, but it doesn't make Toya wrong. Yes, Toya could do better with her finances, but who am I to tell the girl she can't have the house of her dreams with her husband? If they're in a position to do that, Contessa, then be supportive. You know what I'm saying? So, and Contessa is never really supportive. She be making these underhanded ass comments. Honey, Andy, I forgot to mention to you all, had a part where he was sick of Toya's ass. She just kept on, is that not right? Is that not right? Andy like, Toya, get it together, girl. You don't want to get fired, girl. Calm that down. Did y'all catch that one part with Toya and Contessa? And Toya was like, I didn't apologize to you. I apologize. And then, and Contessa said, oh, you just won it with me, honey. She's talking to Toya. Oh, you just won it with me. And then Simone butted in. It's not fair for you to say, she wants it with you. And here go Contessa. Oh, you've been taking up for her all day. And Simone was like, they've been taking up for your ass all day. I guess she's talking about Quad and Heavenly and them. Girl, that was so funny. That shit was funny as hell. They show the ladies in the back. Toya's talking to Eugene. He's saying, I'm happy you got everything off your chest. She promises never to throw a biscuit at him while he rubbing her feet. I'm like, yeah, the fuck right, but whatever. Contessa's talking to her friend. Andy had mentioned that we're going to get a Married to Medicine LA, I believe. I hope it's good. Andy gets into how Jackie keeps all the girls in line, like I was saying earlier, but she still can't work a damn oven, honey. That's the sad part. We got this little part with Toya and Quad, where Quad's saying she's willing to let Toya back in. I don't know about these two being friends, you all. With Toya being so cool with Mariah, Quad and Mariah clearly hate each other. I don't know. I don't see them really being all that close. I think Quad needs to stick to Heavenly and Jackie, and I would kind of keep it like that and kind of take things a little slow with the rest of the ladies, because I just don't see them being that understanding of who Quad is. And then on the other end, you can't really blame them, because Quad gave them a reason to kind of doubt her with her behavior and not fully coming out and saying certain things, not everything, but, you know, just telling them something. So I don't see, you know, their relationship really wrapping up all like that. And even Toya was like, I'll believe it when I see it, which means I don't really trust you all like that, Quad. Andy lets the ladies know he wants to end the reunion on a positive note, and, you know, he wants to hear some positive remarks from them. And Contessa states that she's learned a lot from, you know, all the ladies. Then he gets to Toya, and I think my part that I wanted to prove will be right in there. Give me 1 second. Toya says she's learned it's very important who she chooses to be her friend and how she chooses to communicate, you know, with her friends. And that motherfucking Contessa is saying under her breath, and you need to learn how to be a friend. And everybody just looked at her. That is exactly what I'm talking about. You cannot put on this tough demeanor that you don't care about this girl. You up here, she down here. You care about her because you keep gunning for her. You keep going at her. Even Toya looked at her ass. That's what I'm saying, you all. People can say one thing, but their behavior reflects something else. Quad says she's learned that no matter how challenging her life gets, she's learned to be vulnerable, and being vulnerable is a good thing. And everybody is happy that Quad learned that lesson, because Quad, like I said, Quad likes to put on a facade, honey. Okay? And she has learned to, you know, stand in her truth, hopefully. You know, I'm like Toya, we'll see. Okay? Heavenly says that a lot of the ladies project a lot of their anger on each other instead of just genuinely telling each other how they feel. I agree with that. Mariah says that they all can truly build off of one another and learn from each other. Simone says, honey, she thinks that there's a much more gentler way that she can express her feelings and her opinions, and I call bullshit. Bitch, you have every intention to keep on yelling, because that's what you do. Say so. Contessa. Toya. Jackie wraps it up saying, you know, they are a sister circle of friends, honey. No pun intended, honey. Sister circle. And she says that, you know, a lot of them had a lot of undealt with hurt and pain, which I agree with. And, you know, these are her sisters. She loved them. That was the Married to Medicine Part 3 reunion. I have been your host, brand new. I hope you all enjoyed this recap. I enjoyed bringing it to you, honey. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Share this video, invite a friend over to the channel, honey, and I will check with you all later. Peace out.